Okay, we're here today interviewing Angela Ramirez. Why don't you introduce yourself for us?
Hello. Yes, my name is Angela Ramirez from Watoma, Wisconsin. And I want to talk to you about my first volunteer experience.
Yeah, tell us about your experience as a social entrepreneur.
Okay, my family and I joined the migrant stream, migrant farm workers, when I was 10 years old. From our home base in Texas, southern Texas, we traveled the whole Midwest as farm workers. Everywhere we went, I would notice that there was no medical care. One year we were in Montana. My little sister had to have surgery on her foot, and they had to travel over 100 miles to take her to the nearest place that would do it for free.
Which of your sisters was it?
Amelia.
What was wrong with her foot?
She had one extra toe, and she couldn't wear shoes, and when she wore shoes, it irritated the toes so that it became ulcerated and infected, so it had to be removed.
So you noticed they didn't have medical facilities anywhere in the vicinity.
Right.
So your idea was to do what then?
Well, my idea was that we had to somehow put together a facility where farm workers could get medical attention that they could afford. Because the only reason that my parents traveled that 100 miles was because there they were going to do it for free. It was like the shrine, children, whatever.
Right.
Otherwise, they couldn't afford to take care of it.
What would have been the alternative?
The alternative would probably be she would have died of an infection.
Because they would have done it in some other rustic way of removing the toe.
Yeah.
Ouch.
So, like I said, we traveled all over. Because we were farm workers, I eventually dropped out of high school. Out of ninth grade. But I studied on my own, and when I turned 18, I came to Madison, took the GED test, and got a diploma. So I was feeling pretty full of myself that year. And so when a group of, volunteers came to Watoma from New Mexico, they called themselves Los Manitos de New Mexico. And they were traveling around telling people that, yes, you could have a farm workers clinic, that you could provide health services to the farm workers. And so they were looking for interested people who would come together and they would teach you how to write a grant, where to take it, everything that goes into setting up a clinic. So I volunteered, and then there was this couple other guys. One was a farm worker leader, another one was a, Hispanic missionary. There was four of us. And so we took the classes from Los Manitos, and then when they left, they still provided by telephone technical assistance. So we wrote the application, and I remember one day we drove it all the way to Chicago. I went along, myself and Margarito Martinez. We drove to Chicago to hand deliver our application, which was like 6 inches of papers.
Right.
And then about 2 months later, we got the announcement that, yes, we had been funded. So then I went on the board of directors along with these other people, and we had to hire our first director and oversee the hiring of the doctors. And the clinic's name was La Clínica de los Campesinos.
De los Campesinos, of the farm workers.
Yes, and it was set up in Wild Rose, Wisconsin. And that clinic is still there.
To this day. What
To
year
this
did you
day.
guys open it?
This was in 1969, because I was 18 years old.
So what do you think the value was of that work?
The value of that work, that then all the farm workers from all over the state, because at one time Wisconsin was the mecca of farm workers. There was like 7,000 or 8,000 people that were in just Waushara County that came to do all the different crops.
Sure.
All of a sudden there was, prenatal care for all the pregnant women, there was care for the children, immunizations.
Or if you got injured on the job,
Yes.
which I'm sure was pretty common.
Yes, for farm workers, there's a lot of injuries. So, yeah, the impact was great.
Sounds like it.
And eventually we added a dental component so that, because there was also no dental
Right.
care.
So it sounds like what motivated you to get to do it started with your sister,
Yes.
but eventually it was more than that.
Well, I mean, after I saw that, I was more aware of when I saw other people in need of medical care.
Right.
I mean, I think before that I would probably have not ignored it or just not paid attention, but
So the final outcome of it was that the clinic got established and it's still there to this day.
yes, and to this day it provides services not just for farm workers anymore. Now it's for the whole community. They've changed the name. It's not called the Clínica de los Campesinos anymore, I guess.
Is it still in Wild Rose?
No, they moved it to Watoma.
Oh.
I think now it's called the Washera County Clinic, Health Clinic or something like that.
So if you had to do it all over again, even if it was difficult and it took time and energy, would you do it again?
Yes, I would.
What would you do different?
What would I do different? No, I think I would do it the same.
Fair enough.
Mm-hmm.
Any future plans for any other things you see out there that need attending to?
Well, up to that, I did a lot of volunteer work putting together housing programs. And I'm done with that now. So now my future plans are probably conducting interviews, and I haven't told anybody this yet, conducting interviews of women who have made a contribution to Wisconsin history before they die, before the stories are lost.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So that the future generations can learn and maybe be motivated or
Because
inspired by.
Because there's a lot of women that have contributed and set up different things, like I helped set that up. I'm sure that there's a lot of other stuff that they also created.
I'm sure.
Mm-hmm.
All right, well, I thank you for your time today, and we'll get this wrapped up. But thanks again, and enjoy the rest of your day.
Thank you.